Section 5.2 is multiplying polynomials. The first thing we're going to do is multiply the coefficients out front. 4 times 7 is 28. And when you multiply like bases, you add the exponents. So these both have a base of y. When you multiply them, you add the exponents. Okay? Negative 1 times positive 10 is negative 10. Now we're going to multiply like bases. So there's a known 1 there. So when you multiply like bases, you add the exponents. So 2 plus 1 is a to the third. Now I'm going to do b to the third times b squared. So I say 3 plus 2 is b to the fifth. And then next I'm going to do c. This is c to the known 1. 1 plus 12 is c to the 13th. So when you multiply like bases, you add the exponents. So we're going to distribute over here. Negative 2 times positive 5 is negative 10. Y to the 3, add the exponents. 3 plus 2 is y to the fifth. Now, negative 2 times negative 2 is a positive 4. Multiply coefficients out front. Now, when you multiply the exponent variables, you add the exponent. So that's a 3 plus 1 is y to the fourth. And then I distribute here, and you're going to get minus 12y to the third. Distribute. There are no like terms, so you're done. Next, if they ask you to multiply binomials, we have to use FOIL method. First, x, so that's going to give me 3. 1 times 3 is 3, and then x, there's a known 1 and a known 1, so that's x squared. Outer is going to be x times 1 is just x. Then we're going to do inner. 2 times 3 is 6, keep the x. And then we're going to do last. 2 times 1 is just 2. Add like terms. We have x terms there, so there's a known 1. 1 plus 6 is going to be 7. So 7x plus 2. So you have to use FOIL method when you have a binomial, times a binomial. My next one and my last one, number 5, is a binomial, 2 terms, times a trinomial, which is 3 terms, and we have to distribute. So I'm going to take 5x and multiply it times there. 5 times 2 is 10. X, add the exponents. There's a known 1. Don't forget that. There's a known 1 here. Now I'm going to do 5 times a negative 1 is a negative 5. X, there's a known 1 here and a known 1 here, so that's x squared. And then I distribute out to this one, and you get 5 times 4 is 20x. Now we're going to go back and we're going to multiply negative 1 times everything. So negative 2x squared. A negative times a negative is a positive x. And then negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. Our last step is to add like terms. So we have 10x to the third, a squared term and an x squared term, so that's going to be minus 7x squared. We add the coefficients in front. Then we have a x term and an x term right there, so 20 plus a known 1 is going to be 21x. And then we're left with our last constant, which is 4. Double check and make sure nothing else simplifies, and you're done.